Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. In this video I'm going to explain about multiplication and division in scientific notation. In earlier classes I explained the introduction of scientific notation as well as how to add and subtract. If you can remember that I explained that scientific notation is a standardized way to present any number as a product of a real number and the power of 10, and I hope that you know that this is coefficient and this is exponent. So let's see how we can do some multiplications. Think about if we say that 10 to the power 3 times 10 to the power 2. It means that when we need to multiply this number, you see that base is same but exponent are not. When we will multiply these, we need to do that adding the coefficient, adding the exponent. So this should be 10 to the power 5. And in case of division, what we do, suppose this is 10 to the power 8 divided by 10 to the power 3. So in this case, when this is division, we will do a subtract in case of the exponent. So it would be 10 to the power 8 minus 3. So it would be 10 to the power 5. So simply just remember one thing, that in case of power we will add the exponent when in case of multiplying, and we subtract the exponent while we'll do the divisions. Think about it, that 4 times 10 to the power 4, 4 times 10 to the power 4 multiplied by 2 times 10 to the power 3. Now you see simply that here we need to multiply this number with this. So now what is the coefficient? 4 and 2. So at first we'll multiply 4 times 2, that is 8, and then we'll just add the coefficient of the power, and that it would be like 8 times 10 to the power 7. Simply. In other case, suppose 3 times 10 to the power 7 multiplied by 3 times 10 to the power 8. So what would be the result? In this case, if you see that coefficient is 3 and 3, so if you multiply 3 and 3, that would be 9. And simply 10 to the power 7 plus 8. So together it would be 9 times 10 to the power 15. Okay, so let's try something different in case of division. Suppose 18 times 10 to the power 7, if I divide by 6 times 10 to the power 3. So now you see that we are dividing 18 by 6. So it would be, if you divide 18 by 6 and 10 to the power 7 divided by 10 to the power 3, so you got that 18 by 6 is 3 times 7 minus 3, so it would be 10 to the power 4. Okay, and in case of negative number, suppose that 36 times 10 to the power 5, this is the number, and if I divide it by 4 times 10 to the power minus 4, then what should be the result? You see that 36 divided by 4, and then 10 to the power 5 would be divided by 10 to the power minus 4. Now you see that when we just divide, what we do? Actually, we just subtract from here. So 36 by 4, that should be 9, and you see that when it will go upper, 5 minus 4, so it should be 9 times 10 to the power 9. Okay, so simple. In other case, you can see this, that if I do suppose 63 times 10 to the power minus 5 divided by 9 times 10 to the power minus 9, what would be the result? You see that 63 by 9, that should be 7. Okay, and there is 10 to the power minus 5, so then it would be negative 9, so the answer would be 7 times 10 to the power 4, and this is the result. So now you see how it did it. And in case, just remember one thing, in case of multiplications, we just add the power or the exponent of 10. In case of divisions, we just subtract. So let's practice some more. You see that suppose 2.12, now the decimal, 2.12 times 2.12 times 10 to the power 3, and if I multiply by 3.58 times 10 to the power 4. Now you see how to do it. 2.12 times 3.58, that is 7.59, and we need to add 10 to the power 3 and 4, so together it would be 10 to the power 7. Okay, and now you see 9.72 times 10 to the power 12, suppose, and I am dividing it by 3.19 times 10 to the power 6. What would be? If you divide 9.72 by 3.19, it would be 3.04. Now you see the 12 divided by 6, so 12 minus 6, it would be 10 to the power 6. Now if you see that some sort of thing like if 6.11 times 10 to the power 3, if I'm multiplying by 9.53 times 10 to the power 7, what would be the result? Now you think that if you multiply by 6.11 by 9.53, the result would be 58.2, and then this 3 and 7 would be added, so that would be 10 to the power 10. But simply you must remember one thing, that this expression is not right. We must place one digit at the left after the decimal, so we need to do this decimal should come here, one digit left. So when we do the one digit left, can you remember what would be the process? If we move to the left from the decimal, our exponent goes up, and if we move in the right side, then the exponent goes down. So what to do in case of moving left side? So we are moving 5.82, so the exponent goes up, so here it would be 10 to the power 11, and this should be the answer properly, and this is the process of showing the scientific notations. The last case, in case like you see that 2.34 times 10 to the power 5, and you are dividing by suppose 8.78 times 10 to the power 8. Suppose you are dividing these two numbers. Now you see that here you are dividing 2.34 divided by 8.78, and simply you are dividing 10 to the power 5 by 10 to the power 8. Now you see that 2.34 by 8.78, it should be that 0.267, and then it would be 5 minus 8, 10 to the power minus 3. Now you think that you are doing what? Now point O is not the right expression, so you can shift this decimal after 2, so you're moving one step on the right side. So the rules is if we move right, then exponent goes down. So to make it down, so we'll write 2.67 times 10 to the power minus 4. As you know that when we do the negative side, like 10 to the power minus 2 is always greater than 10 to the power minus 3. But of course, in positive case, 10 to the power 2 is less than 10 to the power 3, because you know that in negative cases, when we make it up, then it's getting a smaller one. So you just remember one thing, that in case of 10 to the power minus 2 is greater than 10 to the power minus 3. And of course, here 10 to the power 2 is less than 10 to the power 3. So I hope you understand the process of multiplications and also the divisions, and I hope you can remember the rules in case of when you move right, then exponent goes down, and you move left, exponent goes up. And this is the process you can solve, and you can see that how we did it, and it's very easy. I hope you can solve it in next. And of course, thank you so very much for watching this tutorial. I'm coming up with next, so take care. Bye.